I specialize in aerial yoga, and I'm also a mother to two beautiful children. That's my greatest joy in life, and that's my pride. So, being from a boarding school all my life, passed out of the 12, happened to get married at the age of 19, which is very, very young. I always wanted to go to college. I remember I was always an ambitious little girl who wanted to be independent financially and just be self-sufficient. But somehow I think life has different plans for you, and I happened to get married 5 years down the line, had two beautiful children, and just gave in to the social norms, raising my family, bringing up the children, and was very content with that at that point. Life was very good, had a lot of exposure, despite being married early, traveled a lot, lived a beautiful life. But the marriage component of it, I would say, was very challenging. I changed myself in several ways. I changed my thought process. I changed everything about me to make my marriage work, to be honest. I didn't see no improvement. It was a very difficult realization for me, but I had to face the fact and hence start my journey of going against the flow. So what happened? I lost my father 2019, right before COVID had started. It was a very difficult thing for me to accept again because I had seen him sick, we tried our best to make him survive, but things didn't work out. Anyhow, it was quite disturbing and I was mentally affected, I would say. Right after 2 months, we were hit by the first wave of COVID. And everyone was supposed to be indoors, be more with each other as families. Life just started getting more disturbing as a marriage part of it. And somehow just kept pushing forward. After the first wave of COVID had hit, I remember, I woke up feeling very mentally low, physically worn down, and had decided that I don't think this is the life that I would want to continue anymore, and maybe take a stand for myself, try and do what I can best for myself and move forward in my journey, whether it means being alone. I woke up with a calling one day, calling a drive, calling anything, but I just woke up with the thought that I wanted to pursue yoga, I wanted to get into meditation. I had always been a fitness person, but I would always enjoy more of the gym part of it, more of boxing part of it, more of the aggressive part of fitness, I would say. Giving into the shift, I started practicing yoga. I enjoyed it so much. I remember that I decided to enroll myself into a teacher training certification course of 200 hours. And it was online then because it was right after the first wave of COVID that tried to set in. So I did it online while at the same time I was supervising my children who were homeschooling back then. I would meditate for say about 3 hours a day, I remember, because I was so mentally upset. And I remember receiving this clarity. As I started deepening my practices, I started receiving this clarity that I want to try and move out of this marriage, of this household concept, and try and build a life for myself. I remember speaking to my mother and a couple of close family members, and I'm very lucky they supported me in my decision. I'm very lucky that they provided me with relentless support and love till date to do that. So I continued, 6 months down the line, I gathered the courage to move out of my marital house. I secured myself a home for myself and my children. And Yeah, 3 months it took me, got a hold of how to manage living on my own, doing everything for myself. Honestly, I come from a very overprotective background. I had lived a very overprotective life for 35 years. I had never seen a single day in my life. But coming down to the point where I had to be responsible to pay each and every one of them. I'm very glad that that feeling of entitlement never came inside me. I never found anything low. I was ready to do everything to build myself up, to give my children a beautiful life, and to be happy in life. Moving forward, I remember after I finished my course, after 3 months of settling in, I had deep depression. I think I somewhere was losing courage or was losing faith in trying to move forward in life. I went into medications, I was going to therapists, I was going to psychiatrists, and yeah, it just kept getting worse. I don't know what shift happened in me, honestly. I'm a very spiritual person now, was not back then, I would accept it. But there's some shift that happened, this meditation, connecting with myself, and learning to just believe in myself. That point, I realized that I have to do it for myself. Hence, I decided I would try and open up a studio where I would want to teach people. So I went for my further training in aerial yoga. That's defying gravity, it's anti-gravity yoga actually. Went for my certification to Bali. I was very blessed again. I had never traveled alone, but my best friend accompanied me. Came back as a certified aerial yoga teacher and I started teaching. Second shift happened when I started teaching. I don't know what it ignited inside, but the fact that after my sessions, people would just thank me and would feel uplifted and would feel rejuvenated, that gave me the drive to keep moving forward. I remember I always read motivational books and quotes by people. Even my Instagram feed for now is filled with only motivational quotes. I don't follow much influencers, I love them, I feel they're doing a very good job. But yeah, following this one, I remember reading Richard Branson's book once, and it had mentioned that he was a very yes personality. He would say yes to everything that came up his way, every opportunity, whether he knew how to do it or not. That was not the problem. But he would just say yes and then figure it out later how to do it. That really stuck by me. I feel that the reason I am here today is because I have become into such a yes personality. My mindset has shifted in such a way that I found nothing too small to get into, to say yes to every opportunity that comes my way till date, that I see growth in, I never say no to. Even if that meant traveling to a new state like Orissa to come for TEDx, I've never done it, I've never seen the East, but I did it. Yes. So yes, moving forward, I would just like to tell everybody, if you're facing a moment of uncertainty in life, if you're doubting yourself, I promote spirituality, I promote yoga, I have seen big stars, I have seen big athletes, right before their performance, dive deep into themselves, give themselves a moment, connect with themselves, and perform better, for sure. So yes, if you do connect with yourself, learn to believe in yourself. You get so much power to break through all the conditioning that has been given to you in your mind since you've been born. You learn to go against the flow, and it's very empowering. Well, in my opinion, I would just like to share that going against the flow, it means you will have to make certain life choices for yourself that others may not understand. And I don't think you need external validations anyways to move forward in life. It's your journey, it's your story. it's your drive. It also means going against the flow. You would be very certain of what's coming, uncertain of what's coming next. You would be terrified. But you still learn to believe in yourself. You have to get into spirituality, get into yoga, and aerial yoga especially, has taught me to have a very strong self-belief. I feel that is something you need to move forward in life. A strong self-belief. You need to believe in yourself. You need to stop looking for external validations. If you feel you're going right, you listen to your inner voice and you move forward based on that path, you will see yourself rise. You will see yourself grow. Are you looking at me as someone who never even went to college and is giving a motivational speech in a college platform? It's a dream come true. I would have never dreamt it. I started my journey without the thought of being an inspiration to others. I was just busy inspiring myself. I was so broken, I was so lost. I didn't know who I was apart from knowing my name. We are girls. I have to admit, girls in India, to an extent, we're just born and brought up with the thought that you have to get married. Your aspirations and your dreams are very secondary. They take a back seat. And your main focus is to build a family, help your husband grow, putting your own dreams aside, and to bring them two beautiful children that I will not disagree with, because again, you're bringing up two humans who are going to shape the future of tomorrow. So it's very important you're bringing them up right. Well, anyhow, I am very glad God gave me this path of spirituality. It really humbled me down. I feel the fact that, when we go through so much of hardships, I have seen it personally in my life, it makes you into a very bitter person. It makes you question the why, like why me? And that can really affect you and shape you in a negative way. But if you take an inward turn, you fall